Hi, welcome to Life and Business, a podcast where we talk about life, business, money, and how these elements are intertwined in the everyday life. My name is Rosa Camero, your host, plus I am an entrepreneur, a mother, a wife, an immigrant, business mentor, and CEO and founder of Rosa Films and Marketing. Welcome. Hi, welcome to another episode of Life and Business. My name is Rosa Camero. I am your host, and today we are going to talk about applying for maternity leave in Denmark. Why I have decided to do this podcast episode in this particular matter. This is like super specific. It's really for like a small country, but it's where I live. And also, I think it's really important that you as an entrepreneur, if you're pregnant and you have a business and you don't know if you're going to take maternity leave, maybe because you don't have the money, so you need to keep working, or because you think you don't have the right to get that maternity leave, because that's what happened to me. So I've been an entrepreneur for the last 5 years. And when I moved to Denmark, yes, I set up my business, and I've been as a business owner in Denmark for the last 3 years, since 2019. So I thought that I didn't have any rights for maternity leave. This means that if you go into maternity leave in Denmark, you have the right to have some help from the government. This means that when you are taking off, you can take off from your business. You can actually not work, and the government will help you with some money every month during the months that you decide that you want to take. So I thought that I didn't have the right to have Barcel, and if I had the maternity leave, if I apply for maternity leave, that would be directly related to my residence, to my permanent residence. This is another topic. When you move countries, when you don't live in the same country that you were born, you need to learn all these rules about being legal in that country. And in this case, the steps in Denmark to be legal is having a residence. So you have a residence, and then after that, you have a permanent residence, and then the next step is citizenship. But you cannot have the citizenship before you have the permanent residence. So that takes you around between 8 and 10 years if you're lucky to have the citizenship. And if you like really a small percentage of the time, you can have citizenship in 4 years, but it's really, I mean, it's not easy. I heard this rumor that said if you take money for the government, for example, maternity leave, it would affect your permanent residence, or you applying for a permanent residence. And I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, actually it was, I think, 3-4 weeks ago, my husband asked me, are you sure you want to keep working? Because I do have a business partner, and she was going to work, but I was going to rely in the income from the business. So he asked me, I mean, you should talk to this, it's not a company, it's the government, and see what are your rights, and see if you can apply for maternity leave. And I said, well, yeah, okay, I'll do it because you are telling me. And actually, I talked to them, and they told me that I was able to have the maternity leave. It's called Barcel here in Denmark. Interesting fact, when I was living in Spain, I didn't have the right to maternity leave. They also have like a similar contribution to your maternity leave also for a few months, and then they can give you money. But you need to be an entrepreneur for, I think, the last year. So I couldn't comply with all the things that I needed to have the maternity leave in Spain. But here in Denmark, I have everything. They take into account 4 things. So the first one is that you have worked at least the last 6 months, at least 25 hours a week. So it's not like a hobby what you're doing, but actually it's your business and you're working on it. Another thing that they take into account is the amount of money you're making a year. So it's like that's the lowest. I think it's 239,000 coronas, and that's the unemployed salary. So you need to make more than that amount. And then the other one, you need to work at least the last 6 months in your business. It was something else, but I don't want you to take me for granted. There's a website. It's called Barcel.dk. And actually the website, you can find it in English if you cannot navigate Danish so well. So you can actually read it in English. And if you need, actually you can call them and ask all your questions. It's a really tricky procedure with the maternity leave, because it's, for us entrepreneurs, we have different rules than for the people who is employed by a company. So for example, for us entrepreneurs, we have 27 weeks after the birth. And for people who work for a company, they have a lot more time. So I think it's around 52 weeks, and they have more weeks after the birth. It is a little different. So you need to go into Barcel, Barcel Deco, so Barcel.deco, DK, so you can check all the rules. So actually, if you are watching this episode in YouTube right now, I am sharing my screen. If you are listening this episode on Spotify or Apple Podcast, then you can just go to YouTube, so you can see what I am sharing in my screen. So you have an idea where do you need to go. So first of all, you go to Barcel DK, and then actually will be in Danish. If you cannot read Danish, you just can go here in Barcel contact, and then they say this side is in English. So you go actually to, it take you to the English version, and then you go to self-employed, and then you have all the information here. So you have all the things that you need to have before you apply to it. Actually, the first day that you apply to maternity leave is the first day that you stop working. So for example, I started maternity leave on the 15th of November, and that day I needed to apply. So it's not like, oh, a few days earlier. So you just need to make sure to have everything they say to comply with the rules, and then you can apply to it. And then actually you can see how much they can pay you, what is the compensation. If you're earning above a certain amount of money, then they will give you a certain amount of money. So if you are looking at the YouTube, I am actually showing this in my screen, because I think this is really, really important that you are informed, that you know what are your rights, and also what can you get if you are pregnant and you want to take some months of maternity leave, so you don't feel like pressure, or you don't feel like I need to keep working, I need to keep talking to my clients. Depending of your personality, depending of who you are, and many other factors, you either decide to go and take the maternity leave, or you just keep working. The thing about having the Barcel or maternity leave in Denmark is that you have to start working. You cannot work at all. One thing that I asked, because I was a little confused, I thought I needed to close the company or kind of like put it on pause. But actually, you don't have to do that, because you have expenses every month, and you have things you have to pay. So you have to keep paying taxes. You have to keep having the expenses, because you're gonna come back in a few months. So it's not like you are ghosting your business and not coming back again. So what I asked, it was important for me, was do I need to close do I need to close the business, or can I keep running it? But I know. So she said, you cannot work. That's the only thing. But I know is sometimes you need to send an invoice, or you need to pay taxes, or you need to like expenses. And you can keep doing it, because it's really difficult just to close a business from one day to another. So you have the right to keep it, like, paying the things that you need to pay. You cannot work. That's the only thing. If you need more information, as I told you, you can go to barcel.dk and you can find all the information there. So actually, if you see here, is business in Denmark, .birk.dk, and then guidance versus the KV, and it's in English. So that's easier for you. Also, if you need to talk to them, most of the times people who speak on the phone with you, they are eager to change to English, and they are eager to help you. So instead of having all these doubts of, should I do it? Should I know? I don't know. Just call them, ask your questions, and make sure that you comply with all the things that they need from you to go into maternity leave. And yeah, and especially like ask, because it can be really, really confusing, especially if you are not from the country that you're applying for maternity leave. This is also an advice that I give you, not only for Denmark. Like, this is really specific, because this is what I went through, and this is like, I wanted to share that because someone else gave me the link, and then I needed to look for myself, and then it's like, it's not information that is just really easy to find. But if you live in another country where you don't know how to navigate it, you don't know the rules, ask, look on Google, ask your partner if he is from there, or ask your friends or people, or local people who actually is from that country, so they can help you to know if you can apply for this kind of help. Because I know, being pregnant, you're gonna become a mom, and then you need to think about, do I need to keep working because I don't have the money, I don't have the income, or can I make enough money when I am going to be having a new baby? It's just, this is our really difficult questions and situations that you can avoid if you ask to the right people. So if you have any questions about this, all the information, it's on my website, rosacamero.com, and you can find the links, so you can click there. Also, if you listening to this podcast on in any other platforms, YouTube, I share my screen, so you can see what is the website, how it looks like. And if you have any questions, please send me a message, or tag me, or interact with me on social media, so I can answer your questions. So thank you for being here. Thank you for another episode of Life and Business. See you in the next episode. Bye. Do you have a business but it doesn't have a clear beginning or an end? I can help you with giving a structure and a strategy to your business, so you can see more money and recognition for your work and talent. I help business owners to monetize their talents and get faster to the dream goal with a perfect plan, a strategy. This is a simple step-by-step from step A to whatever you want to be in life.